Today, about 63% of the global population have phones, and it is rising every day. I bet you own one, and half of you are probably using it right now. I've been exploring why people are addicted to their phones and what the effects are. What is your name?
My name is Toby Daly.
Are you addicted to your phone?
I wouldn't say I'm addicted to my phone because I don't really know how to classify being addicted to your phone, really.
What do you think about teenagers' addictions to phone?
I mean, sometimes it can get to the point where it's so pathetic that they can't even put down their phone because of them being too attached or even just not being able to live without it.
Why do you think people are so addicted to their phone?
Mostly social medias, which allow them to talk to their friends while not being there next to them, so it keeps them sort of keep on talking until they leave, kind of thing.
How do you think people prevent the addiction?
Well, there could be some sort of program or algorithm where there could be something that limits the amount of time, where you can set maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours of screen time on your phone.
And how long do you think you could spend without your phone?
Maybe a week.
Really?
Yeah, probably, because...
What about with no screens at all?
No screens at all, so if I'm saying no screens at all, I'd say maybe a couple of days.
Right, wow.
Yep.
And how long do you spend on your phone?
Probably up to 4 or 5 hours, but I'm saying, because of I take a 2-hour bus drive to school.
Yeah.
And also getting home
How long do you spend on your phone?
I would think about maybe 3-4 hours a day because of being on a long bus journey to school, as well as when I'm bored at home and I have nothing to do, I just go on my phone.
And what do you do most when you're on your phone?
Social medias, I chat to friends that I can't see very often, family and friends that are in different countries, and people that are too far away to actually call them and tell them to come over.
So do you think phones are good?
I think they're really good. I personally love them. They are a complete wonder that they've been made, and they're just amazing for what they can do and what they can achieve.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Cameron Hay.
Are you addicted to your phone?
I wouldn't say that I'm addicted to my phone, I'd say that I enjoy being on it a lot. And yeah.
How often do you use your phone?
I usually use my phone from the times of 7 till 10, but from various points of the day. So I might take a half an hour break.
And what phone do you own?
I own a Google Pixel 2.
And what do you think of the whole kind of phone Apple kind of look kind of phone? So it's like a fashion statement.
In my opinion, Apple have definitely come a long way in the last couple of years, especially with the iPhone X and the fact that they're putting more screen on the phone. But I don't like the operating systems of them, and personally, after moving to Android phones after my first iPhone, I've definitely been more satisfied with Androids.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Hello, hello.
What's your opinion on smartphones?
I feel that they have their uses in life. They can be very good, but I also feel they can take over people's lives. I've got 3 teenage boys, and at times it's quite difficult to have a conversation with them.
And what do you think the repercussions of social media and how that affects?
Do I know?
teenagers?
Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of bullying, isn't there? That, when we were young, we wouldn't have had that. The kind of bullying was at school, but this can follow you home and I think make some children's lives hell.
Some people say it's good that it keeps children off the streets, but do you think that it just creates more repercussions at home then, or do you think it is?
What do you think, Suzanne?
Well, well, as a mother of a 7-year-old, I don't quite have the same experience, but she's grown up from the minute she's been able to hold a phone. She's, you know, grown up being able to use a phone. She's probably better on it than I am. And so I do worry that the amount that her and all her friends, they're all obsessed by phones, so I do worry what they're going to be like in the next, you know, by the time she's 14. Because like Nikki said, it is quite annoying when you're trying to have a conversation with them and the first thing that they do in the morning, or my daughter, is, "Mummy, where's your phone?" That's, you know, literally the first words that come out of her mouth. And so it is quite concerning that...
Okay, what about your phone usage?
In terms of addiction, I can understand how people do become addicted to it, and I think it's quite scary how often people look at their phones, including, you know, me. I will probably check my phone. I don't know what I'm checking it for, because 9 times out of 10 there's nothing on it, but it just does become a habit. And one thing that I also find is I find it quite difficult now to sit and watch a TV programme without also reaching for my phone and multitasking at the same time. You know, before phones were around, you would sit, you would watch it, you would concentrate, but now you tend to multitask the whole time. So it does interfere, I think. You know.
And what generation do you think is most affected by smartphones?
I would imagine it's the teenagers. I would
Teenagers,
imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
With the, you know, like Nikki said, with the bullying aspect of it and how that can really affect, and particularly with the girls and taking selfies all the time and posting them, which sometimes seem quite inappropriate. So, you know, possibly. So I would say probably the teenage generation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Truth is, it may just be a fashion statement. Things like iPhones are £1,500 when you could buy something for £500 less that does exactly the same, if not better. The Note 9 has a better screen, processor, memory, security options, and it's actually lighter, but yet people still choose the iPhone. Our survey said that 2/3 of the class own an iPhone. What's your name?
My name's Harry Bailey.
And what do you do?
I repair phones.
So what's the most popular phone, would you say?
I mean, in my opinion, at the minute we're seeing a lot of the E7s and a lot of the S8s, Samsungs, that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
And what phone do you see repaired?
Most here we get sort of a lot of the Samsung S7s, S8s, and a lot of the iPhone 6Ss. Quite a common one at the minute.
What phone do you have?
Myself, I've got an iPhone 6.
Okay.
Quite an old school one, but I like the old school ones more. Still got the home buttons.
Do you prefer iPhones?
I prefer iPhone a lot over the Samsungs, yes.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
From what I've experienced, seen and heard, I think it is good to have your phone on you. But like alcohol, have it in moderation.